I've been in a Dracula headspace. And I already was gonna play this game today. But now I realize I think I'm in vampire mode. I think that's where I'm at right now. Young Bill Gates is missing! Hi Singster! What's going on? I hope you're doing well. I also haven't been on the stream for a minute, so... alright, let's see what's going on. Great, looks good. Alright, you ready to find this missing lad and figure out what the deal is with... What is the deal with these vampires? Alright. Oh! Jimmy. Summer 1954. Oh, do I need my keyboard to click ahead? I'm sure either is fine, but I will use my keyboard. Okay. Jimmy. Summer 1954. Move some stuff around. Oops. That's not the right button. I immediately did the wrong thing. This is for your... Ah, your log. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Space is for menu. A is to... Truth or dare? The question takes you by surprise. Oh, I should do voices, shouldn't I? Oh, no. Well, we'll see, we'll see.
I don't know why you ask him. He always makes the same choice.
I do? I always make the same choice? Dare. Dare.
What'd I tell ya, huh?
Oh, I'm fully blocking this child's face. Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure you're seeing everything as the Lord intended. And by the Lord, I mean the devs. Alright. Hi, Small Matters. Welcome on in. Here, I actually feel like I should lower this even further. There we go. Great! As hard as it is to admit, Doug is right. Dare always was the easy option for you. Christine bites her lip.
Let's see. I know. You're gonna try Doug's new game.
Wouldn't you rather make me eat a beetle? Or do a handstand on an ant nest?
Yeah, you two laugh. You'll need me later to learn new tricks.
Christine taps you on the shoulder. You look at her and she smiles at you. You can't think of anything to say. Oh my god, a crush? You feel like every step you don't open your mouth is another missed opportunity. Oh my god, we have such a crush on Christine. And you know that when you go to sleep and run the conversation in your head, 1,000 things you could have said to her will come to you. I can't believe the game is starting with us having a crush on somebody. This is my brand. Now it looks like he's wearing me as a t-shirt. Honestly, that's my merch line. You think you hear someone whistling. Oh, honestly, she is really cute. You know what? Jimmy, I get it. Are you imagining things now? You're still bothered about yesterday. Why didn't you wait for Doug and Christine to arrive? What did you want to prove? You try to think of something else. Like your mom says, what's done is done. You clear your throat? Dear listeners.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah!
We formally kick off a new summer in Varney Lake. Doug clasps his hands and Christine wolf whistles. Oh my god. She looks like, Alita. Battle Angel. Christine is a year and 10 months older. But when you do the radio host voice, you don't feel the age gap as much. She's Doug's cousin, and this is the 4th summer you spent together. She lives with just her mom. Her dad died in the Korean War. Doug is a few months younger than you. He's still 12, but turns 13 in a few weeks. He He never knew his father, and his mother is Christine's aunt. Why do I have to think about this? They're cousins. I had to like think about the family tree, but they're just cousins. It's not that deep. Christine, Doug, and you are all only children. And what had started as a joke ended up formalizing into the idea of a club. So make yourselves comfortable. You pause and point to Doug and Christine. The all-new adventures of the Only Child Club are about to begin. The club had been Doug's idea, but it was Christine who suggested trying to raise the money to buy the old Varney Lake Drive-In Theater.
They say you can see strange lights at night.
Christine makes a noise with her mouth. Who say? Doug doesn't answer. I don't think he's doing the voice anymore, so it wouldn't be the headlights of ghost cars, would it?
You laugh.
Doug takes a deep breath and shakes his head from side to side.
People died in that fire. Real people.
Can't you see his face, Jimmy? Ah, he's fucking with you. Doug laughs and makes some faces at you. You let out a laugh and threaten to punch him in the stomach. You get to the old sycamore tree and try to erase the memory of that time when you chickened out of kissing Christine! This guy is nervous! A young Christina Ricci. Oh, love that. I love that. You love the movie. Everyone else hated it. Christine, the one about the car. I love that movie, actually. It's like kind of cheesy, but it's such a good time. No, so Jimmy isn't related to Christine. Doug and Christine are cousins. Jimmy is just a guy who, I assume. Just some guy. I don't know. Doug's friend. I don't know how they know each other otherwise. Jimmy, the dare. It had all started 2 summers ago. Doug had shown you a book he was obsessed with. He wouldn't tell you where he'd found it. The book provided lots of valuable information on games played with cards, matchsticks, dice.
That tin can we keep the money in isn't going to be big enough, right?
Doug opens his backpack, takes out a deck of cards, and hands it to you. In the last few years, you three had raised enough money to get your hopes up. Kids, I'm so sorry. I don't think you're going to be able to afford a movie theater. Remember what we promised. Chrissy tucks her hair behind her ear. Before the youngest member of the club turns 18. Doug beats his chest.
That would be me.
We'll buy the drive-in. At least they're giving themselves, like... He's about to... What did they say? That he's about to turn 12? They've got time. They need to collect interest. You liked the movie Alita? I also love the movie Alita. High key. Not even low key. High key. I actually like it a lot. Okay. 13. Oh, whatever. They've got time. They've got some years. They're not even old enough to get jobs yet. Once they get jobs, they'll still be on minimum wage and not have enough money.
The solitaire game I invented is going to make us so much money.
Oh, never mind. They're fine. They'll be alright.
It's called Solitaire 10. You'll see why. The idea is to start from the card you turn over and then try to add cards to get 10.
Okay. 10, but isn't the jack worth 11?
Yes, the jack 11, the queen 12, and the king 13.
Wait, the queen 12, whatever. So, Doug pauses before revealing the key to his creation.
Depending on the color of the card you turn over, cards you choose from the board will either add or subtract.
Oh, okay. Try as you might, you find it hard to follow Doug's instructions. Doug seems to realize this and signals you to wait.
If the first card is red, red cards will add to the total and black cards will subtract. And if it's black, black cards will be the ones to add and red cards are the ones to subtract.
Got it. And what happens if you can't reach 10?
You turn over a new card and continue with that one.
Christine remains silent. She seems to be about to say something, but in the end, she doesn't.
And get this.
Doug can't hide his excitement.
If you reach 10 using all the 10 cards available, you shout Super 10 and win outright.
Doug this sounds like a lot of math that I'm going to be doing on a Sunday. Doug taps you on the shoulder.
You make a Super 10 and I give you a dare. What?
That's not how Truth or Dare works.
Well, just get started. If you run out of cards to turn over and can't make 10, we count the cards in the pot, and that's your final score.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Is an ace 1? Is it worth 1? One. 10. Isn't that 10? I did it. I did it. I have 10. If I end turn, add some to the pot. Okay, I see. All right. Select a card. Okay, so we want to subtract 1. Okay, let me think about math. Doug seems like the kind of guy that makes a project Kickstarter, gets angry, runs away with the money. Oh no, Doug! You don't have to be that guy. Well, just let me guide you. Okay, so we need. If we Okay. If we do that, right? And then ten. End turn. Add some. Okay. Yandere Dev. Alright, okay. So now I have 5. So I need to. If I do that. No. Hold on. If I add 8. Okay. What if I do this wrong? I guess there's an undo button. Crime, hello, thank you for the 20 months here too. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Happy 20-month anniversary. It feels like a really nice, good round number. Thank you. Welcome back. How's it going? I'm doing math. It's no big deal. It's pretty chill. Hey, we got 10. Add some to pot. Okay, now select a card. Right? If I add a 4 or subtract a 4 and then I add a 1. 10. End turn. Add some. Yo, we're mathing. Feels good. A whole 20 months old. Wow. Look at you. Okay, so for 6, I need to add 4. That's easy. No, that's subtract. Wait, no, it's easy. It's easy. Don't even worry about it. Add. Select a card. Yo. Did it. I did it. Jimmy's so good at math. Wow. Select a card. All right, so now we need a 5. How do I want to live my life? Couldn't I add 9? Wait. Hold on. If I add wait. Remember when I was like, wow, I'm so good at math, but now I'm like, wait, is this correct math? If I subtract 7. Yeah, okay. Okay. Can we do negatives? Is that allowed? Do these kids know how to use negative numbers, or are they too young? No, they're 13. No, they know negative numbers. Okay, hold on. Okay. How about if I do, if I add 2, okay, and then I add 10, and then I subtract 7, 10! I did it! I did it! We basically just have to add up all these cards, add or subtract to get the total of 10, which is like, this will tell you how much our number is. We just have to get this to 10. And then I'm blocking it, but there's basically a number right here behind me that's just counting all my points. That's literally basically it. But math is hard. Addition and subtraction is hard. Okay. So now, I don't know what I'm trying to get to, how many points I'm trying to get. If I have a 4 and I have to get to 10, then I need to do, like this, and then subtract 2, and then that's it. Add some to the pot. Can I exit now? I did it. You can't focus on the game. Is it any good? Cousin.
Now what?
Christine seems to enjoy the situation. There's an easy way to make a super 10.
No, how?
Christine starts to explain something, but you stop paying attention. This math is too hard. What the hell? You hear a whistling sound that makes your gut clench. You see Brandon in the distance and your heart starts to race. Oh my god, these are bullies. Oh no, Brandon looks pissed. They're looking for you. Who are you? Guys, I fucked up. Doug and Christine suddenly shut up.
What do you mean you fucked up?
Jimmy? You point to a spot on the horizon and your voice cracks. It's just that Brandon... You pause and try to sound more confident. Yesterday we played dice and I fleeced him. Christine taps you on the shoulder and Doug throws his head into his hands.
Fucking hell! They're gonna kill us!
Shh, come on over here. Get down. Christine's almost 2 years older than you, but there are times when you feel even younger next to her. You walk nonstop for more than half an hour.
If Brandon doesn't kill us, the heat will.
You look at Doug. The cream he uses is invisible. But it's got a strong smell. Oh no, you've gotten used to it, but it still hits your nostrils from time to time. Is it true what his mother says? Doug is the only boy you know who's allergic to the sun. Oh no! Vampire? That was a tiny face. Must be a bully. Is he my brother or is he just some guy? I can't believe you didn't wait for us yesterday. Ooh, try to explain. Well, Brandon wanted a rematch. I didn't think he'd figure out Doug's trick. You thought... That's your problem. You think too much. You keep quiet and look straight ahead. You can't bring yourself to hold Christine's gaze.
Sorry to interrupt you, but we've reached the river.
Little River is one of the main tributaries of Varney Lake.
Is it safe?
Take a deep breath and cross the old bridge at full speed. Uh-oh. The distance makes you feel better, because even though you like her, Christine intimidates you. Come on, Doug! Don't be a puss-puss. Doug looks at Christine, and Christine points to the bridge. Your turn. Doug starts to cross. A board moves, and he lets out a scream. Christine laughs. It's beautiful, but it makes you feel hollow. Oh my god! This guy is so thirsty! And that hollowness reminds me that Christine's been dating a boy. Oh. She's been dating a boy from her hometown for several years? She's not that old. What do you mean several years? I guess there's middle school sweethearts. I guess that's real. But still, Christine. And that when the summer is over, she'll be back with him. Over there, see? Yeah. What is it? No frickin' idea. Should we go see? Christine nods and Doug shrugs. We've never been to this part of Varney Lake before.
How far have we walked already?
Not far enough yet. Brandon is... Christine seems to be looking for the right word. Bitter. A son of a bitch, you think. You walk faster to try to keep some thoughts out of your head. Christine follows close behind you and Doug.
Wow.
A new headquarters for the club. Gets my vote. These poor innocent children have no idea vampires are going to be happening.
Is it abandoned?
Let's go and see. You all run to the entrance of the mill with a surprising energy. Although the door is open, the stench of confinement is intense.
There's a guy in here! A vampire, if you will.
Oh, shit! Homie, I don't know what to tell you. That is obviously a vampire. Also, like I said, in Dracula, when everyone tells Jonathan Harker, bro, that's a vampire, and he's like, I don't know. He doesn't seem like a vampire. I'll just ask Dracula and see if how he feels about it. That is how I feel now. Homies, this is a vampire. You never read Dracula? Yo, no one's read Dracula. It's pretty dense, actually, but that's my favorite thing about that book. Is that everyone tells him Dracula's a vampire, and he doesn't believe them. So then he goes and meets Dracula. And then gets bitten. Because he's a vampire. You turn away for a second, and then here's Worm Tongue. He made it. It does look like Worm Tongue. Alright. Old man. The sun. For a few seconds, no one says anything. Doug seems to remember something and starts going through his backpack.
My mom bought this allergy cream for me.
The sun. Something about the man's desperation moves you. Oh my god! This is just like in Dracula. You grab Doug's hand and shake your head. You think of your grandfather. The day he died, you had read him a letter from your grandmother. When you finished, and you thought he had fallen asleep, got up carefully and walked to the door. But he was not asleep. Whispering, he asked you to close all the curtains. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Half an hour later, you found him dead in his bed. You could swear he was smiling. He doesn't need any cream, Doug. He just wants a little darkness. What is that on his back? Glass? The sun is coming through 2 different windows. One high up, the other full of broken glass. I'm about to get bit by a vampire. Oh, here, I'll allow the Autobot. You know I will. Nosferatu, which one? There's a couple Nosferatu movies. You can't say Dracula and not let me mention that Keanu scene. We were all thinking it. If I cover the windows, is he gonna bite me? Search through the rubble. Old plow? Long read. Move old plow. I need to know about this. Let's say lean it against the high window. You ask Doug and Christine for help, and you lift the old plow. You bring it up to the wall and prop it up, trying to block the light coming through the high window. Light is still coming in. Okay, so our intention is to block the windows. Okay, I didn't know if I could explore or if that's what we're trying to do. Let's do better. You nod and you all move the plow again. Watch out for the glass. You move it closer to the window and gently rest it to block the light coming in from outside. Excellent. Oh no! This was such a huge mistake. I should have done a blanket so that if he'd attacked me, I could just rip the blanket down. But now that it's like this heavy thing that requires multiple people, I can't do that. No! What have I done? What have I done? Long reed. In a corner of the mill, you find some long reeds. You grab one. Grab blanket. You lift the blanket and shake it a little. I guess this is what we're doing. Okay, this seems fine. Use reed and blanket with a high window. Something occurs to you. It's the same technique your mom uses to remove cobwebs from high ceilings. Only she uses a broom and an old rag. You put the blanket over the reed and lean the reed against the wall. You try to block the light coming through the window without success. Okay, it's not working. You need another reed to stretch the blanket and cover more surface area. We're gonna get vampired. You grab another reed. He's gonna chomp. He's gonna eat us. Or whatever. Whatever you would call it. Use second reed with high window. You lean the second reed against the wall and tuck it under the blanket. Moving the 2 reeds carefully, you stretch the blanket to block all the light coming through the high window. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! Bro! I'm so sorry, Doug. Doug's canteen bounces off one of the walls and lands on the rubble with a thud. You're not even sure you saw the old man lashing out. And you wonder if your brain isn't filling in the blanks. Oh my god. You helped the old man up. Why are we doing this? We have to not be nice kids. Nice dog. See ya. Who is he? And why is he dressed like that? You turn your head towards the door. The old man raises his hand, his gaze fixed upon the animal. Oh my god. Homie, this is a vampire! Oh shit! Oh shit! None of you move a muscle. Think of Brandon laughing about how he and his brothers used to kill rabbits. You have to point the flashlight at them. They freeze like idiots. You approach slowly and a good hit does the rest. Oh, I hate that. What follows was no hit at all. Yeah, Dracula can control animals, make them come closer, and then eat them. Did I read that out loud? I actually don't know if I did. It's too late. You knew anyway it was coming. Chomp. Her face! His face! The body of the deer lay limp at the feet of the vampire! Like I said. It's noon, and the same sun you blocked from the old mill shines with all its intensity over Varney Lake. Oh no, now we've let loose a vampire. And when it gets dark, that vampire is going to eat everybody. Lou? Wait a second. Isn't this character also in the last game? Wait, I didn't realize they were going to be continuous. Okay, hold on a second. We need to double check this. If you go to Mothman, isn't Lou one of the characters in Mothman? Am I wrong? This is important. He is. He is. That's exciting. Okay, I'm stoked. I don't know that you need to know what happened in the last game for this. Just know that he was in that, I think. Okay, unless this is a different Lou. How many Lous are in this universe? Become vampire. Get revenge on bullies. Yo, that main bully Brendan, he's gone. He's done. His ass is grass. He better not be one day away from retirement. I don't think he's that old. I think he's younger. All right, autumn 1981. I can only imagine the fear you must have felt. Oh, I see. We're moving into the future, and Jimmy is telling Lou about his vampire experience as a child. Oh, shit. Okay. Jimmy remains silent, staring at some point behind your head. So how many people died, Jimmy, from this vampire? After his detailed account about that first encounter with the vampire, he seems somewhat changed, but you can't really say how. You look towards the door. Will she come as she promised? Jimmy sighs and looks down. What's he thinking about? He doesn't know about it, but you got your hands on the reports about his involvement in the Vietnam War through an acquaintance. Oh. Would you include any of that in your new book? Change the subject. Do you like the rain? You look out of the window and think of the people running around looking for shelter. I was always afraid of the rain. Some images come to your mind. Images of cars floating, people walking through water almost waist high. But it wasn't your childhood that you had to come to talk to, had come to talk about today. Another coffee? Jimmy shakes his head and you don't insist. Think of your editor, the words he said to you the last time you met. Your career wouldn't survive another failure. Jimmy settles back in his chair. Is that the vampire? Or is that... Okay, maybe that's his friend who's a vampire now. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. You want to know what I'm afraid of, Lou? Did you ever forget a name? The director of a movie? Or the author of a book? When something like that happens to you, the mind becomes obsessed. It goes into a loop, trying to remember that name, even when you don't care anymore. The answer can appear at any moment. While you're watching TV, while you're washing the dishes. That stubbornness, that freedom of your mind to work behind the scenes, as if it were an independent entity. What's the limit, Lou? Does it have an end? You remain silent, feeling how the distance between you and Jimmy grows with each passing second. For you, these questions were never rhetorical, and you know that there are not many people prepared to listen to the answers. There it is. After talking on the phone, you had your doubts. But in the end, she came. You had chosen this table so that Jimmy was sitting with his back to the door. You needed the surprise effect. Jimmy? Oh shit. Christine? Time seems to stand still and neither of them moves. How long has it been? 27 years. Are you still thirsty? After 27 years? Wow. Yeah. The answer is yes. Man, how about that weather? I know. He was like, do you like the rain? And then he goes into this whole spiel. That vampire looks like a dork. The one on the next table. You notice the way Jimmy seems to stumble over his words. Still? Dariah, hi. How's it going? What's up? Happy weekend. I guess we're at the end of the weekend. Happy Sunday. I mean, she is a foxy babe. Look at her. You know that love is nothing more than an adaptive trick to perpetuate the species. Okay. But as with any other magic trick, knowing there's a trick is not enough to escape its effects. Come, let's sit at the table. Jimmy, I can't believe it. Jimmy smiles and you look away. There is something about the gesture that makes you uncomfortable. As if the muscles in his face have forgotten what a smile looks like. No, bro. I'm a little late, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. We've just started. You told Christine what you were talking about with Jimmy that day in the summer of 1954 when you met the vampire. Did you tell him about Doug? My cousin. Jimmy nods and starts drumming his fingers on the table. Why is he drumming his fingers on the table? Although you assume it's a nervous gesture, Jimmy's fingers seem to be asking something of Christine. That summer was... I'm sorry. I thought I was ready. You lean forward and take a deep breath. You know you can't miss this opportunity. You tell them what you can about your new book. At first you find it hard to articulate some ideas. You're not selling a project to a publisher. Gradually you find your tone and you are aware of the effect of your words have on both Jimmy and Christine. You even talk about memory as a way of purging the present at a point when you are feeling particularly poetical. But you know that memory can be that and much more. You don't feel comfortable. Why are you doing all this? Is what your editor thinks really so important? Your readers? Anyway, you had managed to spur a change. And Christine seems determined to talk. You have to understand that we were kids. Kids! You find it interesting that Christine uses the same arguments as Jimmy. That the summer was just beginning. Wow, I miss that feeling. Do you see this guy right now? That vampire? Why does it feel like we're scamming them? We might be. We might be friends with the vampire and are gonna feed them to the vampire. We don't know. I don't know yet. The days seem to go on forever. We could do anything. Vampire back there. Christine! She's so cute! Summer, 1954. What do you think the odds are? You like this feeling. Almost as if you were floating, and everything weighed a little less. You needed this, and you know your mom did too.
I'd say the same odds as shuffling a deck of cards and getting an order that's already been dealt in the history of all mankind.
Wait a minute. How?
I read somewhere that if you shuffle a deck at 52 cards well, if you shuffle it very well 4 or 5 times, like this,
even though you're not looking at him, you can imagine Doug shuffling an invisible deck of cards.
the odds of getting a card order someone already got are infinitely small.
There's a slight breeze. You try to imagine what could be the possible configuration for you to see it. How small?
It was like wooden, I don't know, a huge number. I think it had like 67 zeros.
Wow. Nerds. Does a number that big even have a name? I can't help but smile. Jimmy is nothing like your boyfriend. Your boyfriend is taller, bigger, more self-confident. I think we're going to see it. Neither one of them says anything. But you know they're waiting for you to go on. Doug, your little cousin, who has always idolized and feared you in equal measure. Jimmy, Doug's friend, who is now your friend too. Look at the way he's looking at her. Oh my god. If you always knew he liked you because it was the most obvious. It's so obvious. I know she's got a boyfriend back home though, but she's away for summers and they're like preteens, so or like early teens. So I don't know what that means. Look at those eyes. Look at that gaze into her soul. Mark my words. This summer, we're going to see Mount Rushmore in the sky.
I don't know, cousin. 67 is a lot of zeros.
The math is not important. It's enough that we've added it to the list. Doug pulls your journal out of the backpack and hands it to you. Oh, this is so cute! You all read the summer bucket list with veneration. Oh my god. What? Get $100 USD. This is one of the club's oldest goals. Year after year, you aim to raise $100 to someday be able to buy the drive-in theater. Last year, you had come close. You did? Oh, to getting $100. And Jimmy thought all you needed was just a little more ruthlessness. I don't even know what this means. This is a fish? Catch an albino tarp. Oh, whatever. Martin, Felix's father, was the only one who had ever caught one. Such a feat had earned him his picture on the wall of the fisherman's bar. There was a time when everyone wanted to catch another whatever fish this is. But time went by and people started to distrust Martin's story. In the very existence of the albino tarpon. Yes. See Mount Rushmore in the clouds. Even though you understand the boys' doubts, you know they're looking at the problem in the wrong way. Finding shapes in the clouds speaks more about the people looking for them than the shapes themselves. The problem is to get the three of you to agree on what you're seeing. When that moment comes, when all three of you agree that you're seeing the same thing, you will have reached the most precious moment of your friendship. Check the Varney Lake map. You look at the locations you've marked on the map. Up Little River. Felix had told you that before he was born, his parents had had a daughter. A daughter who would now be like you if it were for a strange disease that had caused her death at a very young age. Oh no. Maybe that's why Martin talked to you more than the rest. And maybe that's why he had told you about the place where you should start looking for the albino tarpon. Eagle Hill. Eagle Hill is located southwest from the lake. The perfect place to feel close to the sky and find different shapes in the clouds. Eagle Hill was one of the spots that couples, older kids, used to meet up at night. Until the winter Barbara disappeared. Wait, why are we just hearing about this? Who's Barbara? Barbara lived year-round at Varney Lake. Eagle Hill was the last place she'd been seen alive. Oh, great. Vampires! And with Brandon, no less. The bully? After ruling out Brandon as a suspect, the police believed that Barbara had run away from Varney Lake. Rumor around town had it that she didn't get along with her parents at all. But it could also have been vampires! You're looking up tarpon. Is it a... I mean, it's a fish. But what's the vibe? What's the vibe on this fish? A Google is 100 zeros. There's gotta be a word for something with 76 zeros. There's a word for everything with math, I feel. Like a big koi fish. That's cute. Interesting. General Market. The General Market is almost as old as the first settlement in Varney Lake. You can buy almost anything, from bread or butter to batteries or cigarettes. But even more important, the General Market is surrounded by a concrete playground where the kids from Varney Lake hang out a lot. And that playground is the ideal place to play Doug's games. Look how cute they are. Shouldn't we mark the area that the vampire told us about? Excuse me? Hold on. So you're telling me at this stage, they've already been made friends with the vampire? Is Felix the vampire? They keep saying that we're named Felix, and I was like, who's Felix? Is it the vampire? Are they friends with the vampire? You should... Oh my god. Shouldn't we mark the area the vampire told us about? Doug's right. Oh my god. Oh my god. The old cobblestone road stretches for miles. No one knows when it was built, or by whom. The vampire had told you to follow it to the end, and to wait until it was 7 o'clock in the evening. Jimmy looks at Doug. I told my mom I'm sleeping at your house tonight.
I told mine I'm sleeping at yours.
Doug and Jimmy laugh heartily. Their mothers are at each other's throats and not talking. Oh my god, there's so much drama with these adults we don't even know. It's the perfect alibi. What about you? Neither of them asks you anything. You know they do it out of respect. Your mom is usually so drunk at night that you don't have to make up an excuse to go out. We're about to help a vampire. Take a deep breath and get up. We're about to walk right into whatever vamp trap that it is. Summer is just beginning, and Varney Lake seems full of possibilities. Oh my god, what's gonna happen to us? Your friendly neighborhood vampire. My friend, a vampire in theaters this summer. There is a name for 67 zeros. 67% of a Google. Honestly, you got me there. Vampires need friends. I know, why are they just like, whoa, a vampire? Okay, we'll do whatever you ask. Okay, we'll help you out more, even though we saw you kill a deer in front of our child eyes. You need to get food, but you don't want to miss the story. Well, how long is it going to take for you to get food? Should we take a 5-minute break in between chapters? Alright, go fishing. We're going to find this fish. How many fish does...
How many fish does the old geezer want, Butts?
You'd like to say something, but you choose to keep quiet. Old geezer? You mean a vampire? Martin had oh. Who's Martin? Martin had lost his daughter. How about? I know, it's wild. Will you come sit with me for the scary?
Come sit with me
for the vampire tale. Alright. Christine? 9. Jimmy lets out a whistle. If we bring him 9 fish, will he tell us where to catch the albino tarpon? You nod.
But how are we going to catch so many fish? Huh, Butts? How would you do it? Last time it was a disaster.
Doug's right. But what he doesn't take into account is that Martin gave you some tricks he learned over a lifetime of fishing. I think we should fish. Lift rod. You try to remember his words. Uh-oh. Don't laugh. But Martin says that to fish, we have to open our senses. What does that mean? Do you know what synesthesia is? Ew, you have slobber all over you. Ew, this cat is all wet. Synesthesia is the ability to perceive something with a different sense than the one stimulated. Seeing a color when you hear a musical note, for example. Martin says that to be a good fisherman, you have to develop synesthesia. I don't know, you could just like make yourself that way. What? Who knows? When you catch something and try to pull it out of the water, there's going to be resistance. The fish is going to try to get loose. And what you have to do is imagine those movements in a specific color. Green for a weak movement. Oh, I see. That's a really interesting way to like make a UI gameplay element. It's something you have more than developed. That's what I thought, but I guess these are kids in the 50s. I don't know. Green for a weak movement, yellow for normal, and red for a sudden one. As long as you respond with movements that compensate for the fish's attempts to escape, we're going to tire it out, and we're going to be able to get it out of the water. Jimmy looks confused. After a few seconds, Doug starts laughing.
And you say my games are complicated.
You don't feel like arguing with your cousin? This is not a game. Fishing is an activity. And as with any activity, what really matters is to dedicate the necessary time to learn all its secrets. Lift rod. Am I not great at this? Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Is it happening? I feel good about it. Oh shit. Oh my god, I started getting too excited. I figured it out. I figured it out. 30 to 40 minutes. You can't let yourself do delivery. Oh, I understand. Where the name Varney comes from? Where? Where does it come from? You can watch from your phone. Ah! We really live in the future. To be a good fisherman, you have to imagine the fishing meter.
You got something!
That is a vampire fish. A catfish! Help us! We got a catfish! Oops, wrong button.
Just look at the mustache!
It's the name of the vampire in the first vampire novel. Oh, is it really? Wait, that's sick. That's super cool. I fished. Time to go. 1. Still not enough for Martin. Oh, I changed my mind. Let's go fish again. Oh, I could have kept going until I got 9. I messed up, and now we're never gonna get 9 fish. I'll just have to play this game many times. So I could see what would happen. I didn't know it was gonna pass time. And I saw that there were other options of activities, so I didn't. I wanted to know if I could do more. Oops.
What do you think he meant?
I think it was clear, especially after seeing how you were shaking in the mill.
Huh? Yeah, right. Wasn't it you who let out a scream when he bit the deer, huh?
You're a little bored of listening to them fight. It's usually something you enjoy, but there are times when they seem Childish. You think about your boyfriend. What's he doing right now? Does he miss you? Do you miss him? Oh, it's a bigger question. It's here. The end of the old road. I sharpened a twig with a razor. It might work as a stake.
I brought a silver chain.
Oh, they're here to kill the vampire. I thought they were tasked by the vampire. For a few seconds, no one says anything. Why would you attack a vampire at night when he's the strongest? What time is it? You look at the clock. Bye, Butts. It's almost 7.
Randy didn't show up all day, did he? You don't think that...
Doug suddenly goes quiet.
Do you feel that?
Jesus, it scared me. You feel it too. A vibration. Oh my god! It's so loud! Ah! Some kind of electricity. Oh shit! And a burning smell. Oh shit! Oh shit! What the? Ah! What is this? My face! Ah! Is it just 5G? Come here, come on! Holy shit. Jimmy still surprises you. A few minutes ago, he seemed... What word did you use? Childish. Now you don't quite know what to think. This is such a bad idea. What do you think? Should we go in? No? You shake your head. Jimmy's about to say something, but suddenly shuts up. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm laughing because I'm horrified.
Well, I've been waiting for you. Come with me.
You look at Doug. Doug looks at Jimmy. Jimmy looks at you. Oh my god, are these pictures of just the same vampire over and over? Jimmy strides forward and forces you to take a few quick steps so as not to be left behind. This is such a disaster.
Wow.
Yes, wow. You feel small in there. You've never seen a house with such high ceilings.
There was a time when everything was different.
Oh shit, we're getting Castlevania. Same pose. How do we trust this vampire? We shouldn't. But at least we waited to be let in, so maybe we're already becoming vamps.
You'd have been greeted by my servants. Entertained until I decided to join you.
They're too excited to be here.
What would you like to drink? We have blood, 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 and blood.
Huh. But... Water? Water, please. Holy water. Bro. Bro. This guy's gonna kill me. Blood sausage, and spam. All the blood activities. An awkward silence follows Jimmy's joke. Soda, then. Doug's eyes widen.
Oh, me too.
Your cousin can't stay away from sugary drinks. Let's make it 3 sodas. To keep things simple. Does Dracula even own sodas? That vampire rolled his eyes. He was like, that joke is stupid. I've been alive for so long, and I can tell you for facts that that joke was not a good one. You try to make up for Jimmy's attitude with a smile. For some reason. You know, he's not a bad-looking vampire. I'm just gonna put that out there for me. Maybe there's something in the pantry. I'll be back in a minute. As soon as the door to the huge dining room closes, the three of you jump out of your chairs. How old is this furniture? Who are all these people?
Did you see the little bats on the chairs?
That's adorable. Can we take a moment and just be like, why are vampires really into like bat like decorations? That's like putting your face on everything you own. Like if you are a bat and you're like, I'm gonna decorate everything with just more me's. How about you wanna go outside? Okay, hold on. I have to bring it out. As usual, Quist and DTF. Alright. Say no more vampires. Butts does not like vampires. Because he controls animals. Speaking of vampires, oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Hello? Am I in this? Like, why is nothing working? Okay. I was clicked out of the game, lol. He's got the fangs. Oh, Small Matters, thank you! I appreciate it. In person, yeah, we're in person now. Thank you, thank you! Oh, let me also drink some coffee before we get vamped. None of you can contain your amazement. After all, you're in a vampire's house!
Holy water.
Doug lets out a hiss and you can't help but laugh. I'm sure he's been thinking of vampire jokes all afternoon. Jimmy doesn't say anything and your laughter doesn't last long. The silence is oppressive. You wonder if the walls of the dining room had ever heard the sound of people laughing. You unconsciously fondle with your bracelet, and you're thankful it's silver. This is hilarious. Vampire literally brought soda and goblets for these children. Like, this is kind of silly to think about. The door opens and none of you say anything. You are lucky. I found carbonated beverages in one of the pantries. God damn it. Cat Dracula. He looks kind of like John Wick. That's why I was like, he can get it. Doug and Jimmy uncork their bottles. And they don't like what they hear. A faint hissing sound. Like a balloon quietly deflating. I mean, did you see the bottling date? You try to speak softly so the vampire won't hear you. That vampire can hear you no matter what. It's such a ridiculous thing right now. What's the name of that movie? Fright Night? This is like Fright Night. One of my mates always said, soda never expire. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see where this story is going. I love this so much, but it's also like, I don't know. I love this. Did he hear you? How? Do vampires have superhuman hearing? Oh my god. I know you have a lot of questions. Brandon, for example. You won't have to worry about him anymore. They ate their bully. He ate their bully. It's Crystal Pepsi. Dracula drinking a soda. That's like a t-shirt. Did you kill him? Yes. I love this vampire so much. Why is he so good? Oh my god. Yo, I think he's just indebted to these kids because they saved him, and so he's just like, you're my friends now. The Kermit sipping tea meme. Oh, what do you think I am? Let's just say he's not going to be able to hurt anyone anymore. So he's not vampired. Well, I don't know. Listen carefully. You saved me, and now I owe you. I can't do a low voice right now because my throat hurts. What about the drive-in theater? The question takes you by surprise. Is the vampire also able to read your minds? Or is there a simpler explanation?
We like horror movies.
What is Doug doing? Why is he even telling him stuff?
Give me a minute. I have something to show you.
Something to show us. How many of the dozens of horror movies you've seen include a line just like that one? You wait for the door to close. And you don't have to say anything. You bounce. You should. No, but the vampire's gonna get pissed at you. He's gonna be like, I just wanted to show you something really cool, my favorite collectible, and then they just left me with their open, expired soda. No, you dumb kids. He's gonna get mad. Hi, Sprinkle. This is bad. Just make friends with the vampire. Oh my god. You try to hold back your laughter and breathe through your nose.
Why? Why do we run?
Doug tries to catch his breath. What do you mean, why?
That old guy's a freak.
Oh no, he can hear you and he's gonna be mad.
And we don't want to die in his haunted house. You look at Jimmy and smile.
Jimmy smiles back. It's just a second. And when you realize, you look down and pull your arm away. Oh. Y'all, you ditched him when he was trying to show you hospitality and he literally said he owed you. And then you ditched him when he was trying to say, oh, he'll help you at the theater. And he's gonna get so mad. They ditched Dracula. He just wanted to show them horror movies. If he had wanted to kill them, he would have done it earlier, no? He's gonna get so mad. Alright, Lou. You listen to them talking and you think about the best way to arrange the material for the book. On the one hand, you have the activities they did during the day, all the things that strengthened them as a group and made the story more human. On the other hand, the first night as the vampires, a dinner that didn't turn out as the vampire had probably expected. Yeah, he just wanted to hang out. He had even, like, incapacitated their bully also. And then they just ditched him. We stood up Dracula. He's gonna get pissed. You adjust your glasses, a habit almost as old as you. Why are you asking yourself all of these questions? At what point had you lost confidence in your writing process? You'd like to write as you used to, one chapter after the other, without worrying too much about the structure. Books are nothing more than an active accumulation, you said in one of the prefaces you'd been commissioned to write at some point. Now nobody commissions anything from you. Oh no. You'd had a hard time finding a publisher for the new book. And to think 10 years ago, any nonfiction publisher in the country would have paid astronomical amounts to have you among their authors. Yeah, I think in the last game he was also in that game during a Mothman attack. Phew. Finally a good sign. The story of these three kids had made you lose track of time. Would the same thing happen to your future readers? You'll have to excuse me. I have to make a phone call. I don't think it'll take more than 10 minutes. There's a phone of 10 minutes. There's a phone across the street. That's an expensive phone call for those of you who don't know how phone booths work. Jimmy and Christine nod. Before you leave, you reach into your pockets. Oh, shit. Oh, it's only going to be a quarter? But I'm gone for 10 minutes? Christine seems like she's got her life more together. Let's ask Christine for a quarter. Let's see. I always have some spare change in case something happens with my son. Jimmy, did you hear that? It's only a second, but you notice the expression on Christine's face the moment she mentioned her son. It doesn't take a professional to notice the tension that still exists between these two. Thank you, Christine. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I thought you said 10 minutes. 10 though. 10 at the most. They look like they're going to be making out until you come back. You know they won't miss you too much. Jimmy and Christine have a lot to talk about. Oh my god, this vampire. It's raining outside and you think about the concept of the pathetic fallacy. Oh my god. Was nature mourning the commercial success that your last books did not achieve? I'm being followed. The funny thing is that you don't really care about money. Or rather, you're not even interested in it as an end in itself. You just see it as a tool that allows you to continue your research and do damage control. You made some decisions in your career that you regretted, but you always tried to make up for it. Killed! Your heart almost came out of your mouth. Oh, I know him. Never mind. Xanthus, you motherfucker. You hang up the phone and the coin is returned. Who are you? Who is this guy? I'm sorry. Did I scare you? I mean, you let the air out of your mouth. You couldn't have used your words. Well, you've seen many things over the years. Terrible things. Unimaginable for some. You can't deny that Xanthus has indeed frightened you. What happened? Why did you leave the diner? Xanthus seems nervous. He doesn't need to tell you anything for you to know what's wrong with him. Go. But 10 minutes tops. You go back to the booth and dial Lee's number. If there was another game that had Xanthos in it that I didn't play, then maybe that, I don't know who this is. Lee is Xanthos' adoptive father. And your friend, you might say. You feel responsible for everything that had happened to him. After all, Lee was one of the main characters in your book about the Mothmen. Oh! Lee! That's right! I still don't know Xanthos or whatever. But Lee was in the Mothmen game. The 1966 meteor shower. The phone rings. Here, let's do this so that we can recap. Think about the night in 1966. Since that fateful night in November 1966, Lee could feel the effects of every possible present at once. It's hard for you to imagine something like that. To feel each and every possible present as if they had happened. What impact would this have on a person? It was not a superpower, that much is clear. It was a curse. Lee's relationships with Victoria, whom he had married 3 months before their daughter was born. Oh no, had deteriorated. Okay, this is like an epilogue to the Mothmen game. So I'm trying to remember what happened in Mothmen, but like I said, the VOD of me playing it is on YouTube. But Lee and Victoria were a couple, and then they get into all of this Mothman stuff, and Lee gets taken by the Mothmen or has some sort of interaction that like changes him as a person. And so by the end of the game, Victoria is like, they don't really give you an ending. I mean, they end the scenario, but they don't answer what happened to everybody at the end. This is them telling you what ended up happening to everybody. So that's interesting. Has SGS ever played this? Honestly, I don't know, but they should. I wonder if Mathis at least played Mothman. I feel like at the time this came out, we had talked about it, but I don't know what ended up happening. But yeah, be great for them. Lee's relationship with Victoria, who had married 3 months before their daughter was born, had deteriorated in recent years. They ended up getting married and staying together for a while, though. Okay, good to know. I remember I didn't like Lee very much. But feeling all those presents where Victoria had lied to him, insulted him, cheated on him, belittled him, or worse, had been too much for Lee. I guess what ended up happening to Lee is that when he got affected by the Mothman, he started feeling all these timelines and got fucked up. And that was why he had moved to the other end of the country, and only you have his number. Lee is old now. Okay. Lou? How many presents will there be where it's not you on the other end of the phone, but someone else? Could these presents be quantified, enumerated for analysis? You shake your head, trying to concentrate on the conversation, and to stop thinking about all the possible ramifications that every act, no matter how small, may have. Did you think I'd forgotten? Lee laughs, and starts telling you about the last stories he read. Lee is a fan of crime fiction. You had given him several dozen issues of the Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine, and you call him religiously for him to tell you what happened in the stories he liked the most. Lee needs to talk. He needs to be in contact with another human being. It was the least you could do after ruining his life. What about my son? Is he learning anything? You notice his voice breaks when he mentions Xantos. You tell him he is, that he's helping you observe the people you're interviewing. As if he had been summoned, you see Xantos walking across the street. You cover the phone with your hand and call him. You say Jimmy's name and make a gesture for Xantos to watch him. Xantos nods and you go back to talking to Lee. I don't want to take anything for granted this time. Lee doesn't respond. But you think you know what he's thinking. Lou. Thank you. Before you can say anything, he hangs up. You hold your head and take a deep breath. You had screwed him up and he thanks you. You think about the new book, biography of a very special vampire. Will they be okay when they find out? Find out what? When they know the whole truth? Christine has a family, but Jimmy, you know how much he suffered. It's impossible to foresee how he might react. But isn't there a possible present for any outcome? No. No. The end is always one and only one, and you have to learn to live with that. Oh boy. That's so what? I really did not know that this was a continuation. That's cool. That's cool. Something in my eye. Okay. Jimmy! So he ditched a vampire. How do we all feel about this? You think you exist. And therefore you do.
This is nice, isn't it?
But you'd rather not think. And exist without knowing it.
So, what are we doing today?
I could finish my fishing. What was the general market thing again? They were doing like the task they had, it was the clouds. I was looking at clouds. You forgot to grab spicy ketchup. No! You have to go to bed soon. Fully understand. Yeah, I get it. But good luck with your job search. Maybe I want to meet more people in town. I think I'm going to go to the general... Because Eagle Hill is the clouds. I'm going to go to the general market and see what the vibe is. After what had happened with Brandon, Doug proposed a new game to play to raise money. A game he had invented a few days ago.
I call this game Hopscotch Dice Race.
Okay. Doug points to some painted pebbles that he took out of his backpack, along with the boards and dice. This is a mini game thing. I mean, they're all mini games, but the first thing you have to do is put one of these pebbles on your board. You put it on any square. Oh, you can put it on any square apart from the first and last ones. Put pebble. I don't know. Here.
Now roll the die. Shall we start?
Okay.
You got a 5. Remember this number.
Okay.
To win the game, you have to move the die to the other colored cell. The die moves from one cell to the other, turning in that direction.
What?
So each time you move it, the number on the die changes.
I think I understand what he's trying to say.
To win, you have to come out with the same number you came in with.
Oh my god.
And I almost forgot. Before you finish, you have to pick up the pebble. And you can pick it up only if you have a 1 on the die. When there are no more pebbles on your board, you can go...
Oh my god, this is making me congested. This voice.
You can go to the finish square to win the race. Dice race with hopscotch, get it?
No. I don't know. So next would be... Ah! I think I see. I don't even know how to explain this. So this section is basically just showing you the die. So like if you roll a 3, each side of the die are these numbers. So that's just what that is. So that when it says move left, right, whatever, you can figure out what, like if you move to the left, you also turn the dice to the left. So your answer would be 2 or 5. Let's find out. It would be 5. So if you move left, the die also rolls left. I think that's the idea. Okay. This doesn't make it easier to do. Am I trying to get where the pebble is? Because then I could just do this. Oh no, it's gonna end on 6, not 1. Pick up pebble. You have to have a 1 to pick up the pebble. Okay. Up. I don't know. Like, in theory, I get it, but how do you change? Isn't it going to be the same no matter what you do? Like, this is always going to be a 6. Ah, what if I do it like this? Wait. Oh my god. Um. Uh. Yeah, right, it's possible. I feel like I did make progress. But now I don't know how to get back there. Maybe if I do this. No. Left. Wait. This will bring us to a 1, but that's... I need it to move over! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! I did it! Okay. Pick up the pebble. How do I win? Like, where do I put it to win? The end? Yes! Now we race? What do you mean? Doug looks around the market square.
There's Sue or Gary. Who would you rather bet against?
Against? Well, I don't know. Who's Sue?
How much do we bet?
$2. Put the pebble. I don't want to do this. Please, pebble. Ready? No. Shut up, Doug. Get out of here, Doug. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. You have to pick up the pebble with a 1 and end the race with a 4. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Pick up pebble. Where do I move it, though? Here on the 4. I don't know. Move up. I have to end on a 4. I did it! What is happening? Where am I? Oh my god.
We won $2.
Easy. Wow. For babies. That game is for babies. Doug looks around the market square. I don't need to do this with everybody. Bye. Stop playing.
What happened?
Nothing happened. You don't feel like playing anymore. I got a trophy for winning, but I bet you if you really see it all through, you get other trophies for each of these activities, like getting the 9 fish or whatever. But I don't I don't want to do that right now. I can do that later. You get up and leave the bet money on the floor. Just because I have limited time to play games today. So I don't want to... I want to make sure we're getting to all the good stuff. Alright. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Love that movie. The underwater shit is dope. It's dope. You have to see it. It's hard to compete with Christine. House of Wax, Invaders from Mars, A Thing from Another World. It doesn't matter what horror movie it is. She's watched them all.
That's not fair. Your boyfriend works at the movie theater.
Oh my god. There he is again. Christine's boyfriend. Is it really necessary to mention him so much? You take a deep breath and look up at the sky. The shape of the truck's hood fits perfectly against your back. Who drove here? How old is Christine? 15. I don't know, whatever year it is. I don't know what the laws are. You force yourself to smile. Toad season, Doug? Doug raises his eyebrows and starts making noises with his mouth. You can't contain your laughter. Ugh, you're disgusting. Doug laughs too, with a hoarse laughter almost as if he were choking. You remember that afternoon of last summer very well. Doug had gotten a vinyl record he was obsessed with. You'd seldom see him like that, and how he'd insisted that you listen to it. The record was part of a collection documenting the sounds of the world. Oh, my dad used to have a bunch of those, like sound effects vinyls and stuff. Everything from distant cultures to meteorological phenomena. Doug wasn't particularly interested in the collection. But this record, it was special. It included recordings of toads singing in the middle of mating season. Oh boy. Gross. Could you please stop? Gotta keep going, get that $100. Yeah, no, I think that is actually what you're supposed to do to get the achievement. Or to get the good, I don't know if it's a good end. I don't know if there's different endings. But I think, yeah, if you accomplish all of your tasks, like if you see them all the way through per day, then you probably get something cool. Christine's anger only makes you laugh harder. Doug finally stops imitating the toads. The laughter gradually fades away and ends up turning into a sustained sigh. You look at your friend and think about what he confessed to you that afternoon. It was sad, but neither of you had older siblings or a father figure to lean on. Dracula is pissed. That vinyl record with the songs of toads during mating season was the closest thing Doug had to Playboy. Aw, honey.
What's that? On that branch. You see?
A bat? Where? Oh shit. The bat soars into the air with a loud screech.
Come here! We know it's you.
Oh my god. And then it was him. And he was like, why didn't I get an invite to the movies? Why did you all ditch me at my house? How long have you been there? You're not following us, are you? I told you. I am indebted to you. See? He is a freak.
Wait a minute. Brandon stopped bothering us, right?
So? Are we good? The vampire nods. You can't deny that his presence at the drive-in bothers you a little. The drive-in is something for the three of you. The only child's club. Dracula might be an only child. Have you asked him? You don't know. He could belong perfectly in this club. He is totally reading our minds! Oh my god, nowhere is safe and sacred. The only child's club. The question takes you by surprise. There's a hair on me. Okay. Wasn't that what Christine had said? That the vampire could read your minds? actually like him the most of them all. Oh my god, this is so funny. It's like funny good. Typical teenagers, mean. He just wants to hang out. He has no friends because he's so old that there are no people around for him to hang out with. He just wants to be in the club. I'm an only child too. Or at least that's what I thought. What does that mean? There's something in his eyes that forces you to pay attention. A sadness that you can relate to. You see, he's just a nerd like everybody else in this group. They need to just be friends. This is a story about kids being worse than vampires. I think that's the plot of The Lost Boys. It's even worse if they're teens and vampires. Okay. And considering Doug and Christine's silence, you could swear they're feeling something similar. Is he really an only child? I don't even care how he became a vampire. I do want to know this. The vampire tells you that he believed so for most of his life, raised by a strong mother and an older gentleman. What does that mean? Not like her lover or his dad, an older gentleman? What an interesting way to put that. But after the conversion, he had discovered that he was born on the other side of the Atlantic, Transylvania? And that he had a twin brother, Dracula? However, his original family had given him to a couple who couldn't have children. I love that, the two, though. And who were about to emigrate to the United States. Isn't that tragic? Two brothers separated at birth and turned into two only childs. What's your name? Is it Dracula or Alucard? And then your twin is the other one? What's your name? The vampire says his name is not important, but that you can call him List. How'd you become a vampire? How does someone turn into a vampire? He puts his hand on his jugular and remains silent. Least. The vampire just told you to call him Least. After listening to him, you can't deny he had suffered just as much as the three of you. He was in the club. The others say. It's Drake Acula. Will they give Least a chance to prove himself as a new member of the club? Oh my god, he's joining our club. I can't believe this. Xantos chapter. But I wanted to know that vampire joined the club. Lou calls it goat Tourette's. What? You know he doesn't mean it in a bad way. Does that mean I'm a goat? As well as being your godfather, Lou is a writer. And sometimes writers use words like shortcuts. Your mom didn't like it when Lou said goat Tourette's. You had read about Tourette's, and you understood the comparison. Doctors called attention in a muscle group that the individual with Tourette's relieves with motor tics the premonitory urge. Your case is different. The urgency is not focused on a specific muscle group, but rather in the whole of your being. With every kick, every jump, and every blow, you feel alive, as if all of a sudden the veil were pulled back. Goat Tourette's is what allows you to bear being unable to show yourself in the world as you really are. As you were when your parents and your godfather found you that night in 1966. Goat Tourette's is the way you found to forgive yourself, at least for a little while. What is this? Wait, I can't go that fast. It's not the first time this happens to you. A ruthless deconstruction of one's automated functions. PB! Hi! Thank you for the 23 months! Sate bayo! Welcome back! I became friends with Dracula and he joined the Only Child's Club since like the premise of a... Honestly, I would read that novel. It's like vampire... Wait, no, it's not like vampire They don't become friends with Pennywise. He kind of looks like a frog. I thought so too. I thought frog, but then he said goat, and that's why I'm like, what? So I don't know. A ruthless deconstruction. How does one lift a foot? How does jumping work? And crouching. What are the steps to take when crouching? I did it. Oh man. Left. Up. 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 Right. Oh wait, that's left. I got my left and right mixed up. Right. Left. Yay! I am a goat! I'm a goat! But I've gotten my motor skills in order. He's a goat. The spasmodic, I know that little like him doing the left and right was really cute actually. The spasmodic movements release the accumulated tension. Spasmodic, I think. And for a moment you feel the veil being lifted. I got an achievement called Behold the Goat Boy in all caps. I'm Xantos, son of Victoria and Lee, godson of Lou. Oh, fuck! He was in the last game, I think. I think that they found a baby goat wrapped in blankets. Now that I think about it. But maybe I made that up. But it sounds familiar to me that maybe they found a little goat. Godson of Lou, and I am a goat man. You breathe a sigh of relief, but you know the sensation won't last long, and you still have things to do. You wonder if Lou made the right choice in selecting you for the job. Xantos, private detective. You hope to one day have your own sign on the door of an office downtown, but that's still a long way off. You nod to Lou and walk back into the Nyack Cafe. You're just starting, and for now your tasks are pretty simple. Lou asked you to watch Jimmy and Christine during the interview. You had to follow Jimmy after the meeting. Your godfather had told you that after telling them the truth, anything could happen, and that you had to be very careful with the consequences of their actions. And you? Wasn't that what you were? A consequence of their actions? Am I? Am I? How am I a consequence of... The Nyan Cafe. I am beholding. Cute. Okay. The raindrops pound the roof, and you have to speak loudly to be able to hear each other. It's really coming down out there. Why does he feel the need to talk all the time? When you have nothing to say, you just stay quiet. It's really coming down out there, and why describe what everyone can already see? You stretch a bit. Do we go back then? Both of them nod. Jimmy seems like he's going to say something else, but ultimately changes his mind. Another of his astute observations. Your legs dangle from the platform. Is that Dracula hanging out with us? Hold on. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 beings. Is that Dracula hanging out? Well, like, Christine and Jimmy are, like, chatting. Those two are, like, playing solitaire. Oh my god, a gentle breed caresses your arms. I love this story so much. You sigh. You wonder what you'll remember of all this 10 years from now. And in 20? In 25?
Let me think a little.
Oh my god, they are literally playing games. I'm obsessed with this entire club. I love these four so much. I hope that this vampire is not evil, but he might be because he's a vampire. But I have high hopes. Bestie with Draki. List is a homie, just chilling. Back of the pickup. This is so cute. What the hell? Alright. You look at your cousin. They're having a great time. Since the night you started hanging out with the vampire at the drive-in, the dynamics of the Only Child's Club had changed. Yeah, I would imagine. Doug spends most of his time with Least. And now that you have more space for just the two of you, Jimmy seems to have closed in on himself. Oh my god, I want to talk about all of this. Okay, well, I do want to talk. I don't really care about my boyfriend. Who's Maggie? I don't know who Maggie is. Let's talk about the vampire. Do you think what Lisa said about the games is true? I'm sorry, what? Jimmy raises his shoulders. It looks like he wants to say something but regrets it. I don't know if it's true, but I think it makes sense. I always wondered about the origins of certain board games. To think they're an advanced society's experiment to study us? It seems more credible than the idea that a random person could have designed something like chess. Whoa, that's wild. Who's Maggie? Did you talk to Maggie? Did you talk to Maggie? If you talk to Maggie... Jimmy looks at you for a few seconds and finally looks down. He's trying to get the courage to kiss this girl. She called by to give my mom something. That's it. His "that's it" annoys you. As if Jimmy thinks he owes you an explanation. Doug? I like my cousin's games, but I don't know. I always feel there's something missing. You regret what you said as soon as the words leave your mouth. Out of everything you could have said about Doug, why choose that? Something like what? The 10 solitaire, for example. Solitaire? It's tricked to make a Super 10 with 0 effort. Tell me so I can play this game again and get all the points. Jimmy opens his eyes wide. The first thing you have to do is add up the cards of each color on the board. Oh, I see. Let's suppose the black cards add up to 31 and the reds come to 38. Take 31 from 38 and you're left with 7. 7 in favor of red, so you just pick everything else, right? Once you know that, the only thing left to do is flip the cards from the deck until you get a red 3. And when that happens, you put it all down. Red 3 plus the 38 red cards on the table add up to 41. 41 minus 31 of all the black ones, 10. Wow. Why did you tell Jimmy about the trick? Shouldn't you have talked to Doug first? Given him a chance to improve the solitaire? You don't want to admit it, but finding mistakes in your cousin's creations gives you a certain confidence. It's not just the satisfaction of finding someone else's mistakes. It's something else. Something you don't want to think about too much. I gotta talk about my boyfriend. If I do that, he's not gonna kiss me. I mean, I'm fine with that, really. But I feel like it's gonna stop him from doing whatever he's trying to do, whatever that is, right? Nothing.
Fuck.
Mate in 4. Forced. They finally finished the game. You didn't know how much more you could take. You stand up and smooth out your pants. Oh my god, why does he look so evil? Doug starts picking up the pieces. One more. No, that's enough. That's enough for today.
Why don't you tell us one of your stories?
Least nods and you get ready to listen. Everyone's so excited that he's in the club. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's so extra.
Which story would you like to hear?
Chat, which story would you like to hear? Why does the vampire look evil? What's that about? Curb stomped a child. Oh my god, this is such a good game. Glue? Gilbert or Godfrey? You want to hear about Glue? Is this gonna be sad? Are they gonna talk about hooves and stuff? Alright. Glue. Oh my god, he's doing it like theater. Immersive theater. This is the story of Godfrey, the glue maker. Godfrey was a glue maker. He made glue from horse bone. I knew they were gonna talk about hooves. God damn it. He's an actor. He wasn't the best animal glue in the region, but he'd been very lucky. He sold the glue to a famous bookbinder in town. However, whilst he looks so dark, I had to like get a little more dramatic. Whilst he had built a very lucrative business, Godfrey had not been able to find love. I love this Dracula. I keep calling him Dracula, but he has vampires. I love this vampire. I want to be friends with this vampire. You can just make glue out of flour and water. Yeah, you don't need horses. He was a romantic, a true believer in the concept of the other half. One afternoon, crouched over the dead body of a young fowl he had bought from a widow, he had an idea. After shaking the dirt off it, the animal had fallen off a cliff and crushed its owner. What? He cut off the horse's tail with a big pair of scissors, stood up, and approached the mirror. He raised the horse's tail behind his head, and he liked what he saw, so that he grew a ponytail? Is this where we're going? Oh my god!
It's locked.
Oh god! Native Tech, thank you for the bits. The teeth are out. It was a new Godfrey, younger, healthier even, with long, silky hair. It didn't take much to make up his mind. Didn't he make animal glue for a living? A few weeks later, and with renewed confidence, Godfrey met the beautiful Isolde, a young woman who ended up being his wife and whom he loved fervently. Because he had a ponytail? One day, while Godfrey was in his workshop working on a hanging carcass, Isolde approached him from behind. She was smiling from ear to ear as she had great news to give to her husband. But the moment she touched his back, something strange happened. Godfrey's shoulders dislocated! Oh god! With a wet crack, and both arms suddenly shot back as if powered by strong pistons. The hit landed on her chest. Oh, because you can't approach a horse from behind or whatever. Because then they'll rear and kick you. This boy is a horse! Godfrey turned around and saw Isolde on the floor, her eyes wide open. He ran to her and to his horror found that she was dead. He burst into tears, his face resting on Isolde's chest. Godfrey cried for a long time, unable to move. And his tears moistened the ends of the horse's tail he had glued to his head almost a year ago. Nobody made a comment about the tail attached to his head? Like, even his wife wasn't like, wow, what is this? The fact that I love Least is proof that he's evil. How dare you? It's rude to point it out. They just thought it was a ponytail. I mean, it was a literal ponytail. Oh my god, why is this so fun? Oh my god. Wow. You look at Doug. Doug looks at you and nods. Another story? 100%. Tell me about Gilbert. I'll tell you the story of Gilbert the lumberjack. I don't know. Gilbert wielded the axe as few others could. You can't just ask them why they have a horse's tail glued to their hair. This is so fun. Oh my god. He lived a nomadic life, dedicated exclusively to work. Carpenters and builders adored him. One day, while chopping at a very thick oak tree, Gilbert heard a groan. He pressed his ear to the trunk. Could the tree be complaining? Look at his face. He removed the axe from the trunk and swung it again. There was no doubt. There was the groan again. Confused, he dropped the axe and paused to think for a few minutes. Gilbert didn't particularly like his job, but it was the only thing he knew how to do. He had estimated if he kept doing it for 5 more years, he could retire and live in one of the small towns he had passed by. Determined to follow through with his plans, he picked up the axe and ignored the groans of the oak tree. But from that day on, Gilbert began to hear the sobs of all the trees he felled. Oaks, pines, firs, beeches, they all suffered under the lumberjack's axe. Although it wasn't easy for him, Gilbert learned to ignore the whining. It was the only way he could keep working. 5 years later, Gilbert retired. He settled in a village and soon after met Estrid, whom he married. Estrid was slender and frail, looking like a tree. Gilbert loved her deeply. All of these stories are about guy with trauma ruining his marriage by murdering his wife on accident. Before long, the young woman contracted an illness that left her bedridden. She lay on her bed all day, and Gilbert brought her tea and sang to her. Estrid grew weaker every day, until one afternoon an attack of withering pain foretold her end. The woman kept writhing, crying, and moaning loudly like a tree. Meanwhile, Gilbert was in the courtyard of the house. And although he could hear her, he kept carving, without even blinking, the figures of 2 lovers melting in a kiss on a sprig of oak. Oh no, oh no. You try to imagine Estrid's last hours, and she feels sick. That was the end of the story? Do you want another? Sure, tell me another sad story. Men will literally murder their wives by accident instead of going to therapy. Tell somebody that you could hear trees crying. Milo the thief. Milo was on the run. He had robbed a shopkeeper and was chased to the entrance of the forest. The chase didn't stop there, and an hour later, when the sun finally set, Milo was sure he wouldn't be caught. Without letting up his pace, and always stretching his arms forward to avoid hitting a tree, Milo continued on into the darkness of the forest. After walking for a while, the thief ran into a jagged wall, and almost at the same time he heard a growl closer than he would have liked. Surely he couldn't have managed to escape from the soldiers, only to end up being eaten by a bear. With his hands resting on the wall, he looked for a foothold so he could climb up. He was shaken, but the effort was worth it. The thief found the entrance to a small cave through which the animal would not fit.
He crawled through the darkness and, too exhausted to do anything else, fell asleep. Milo awoke with the first light of morning. He looked inside and noticed that the cave was deeper than he had thought the night before. He squatted down and moved forward until he reached a gallery where he could finally stretch out. He couldn't believe his luck. It was the perfect hiding place, not just from the bear, but from the town authorities. He looked around and noticed a group of mushrooms, that had grown on a kind of mound. He approached and plucked one.
You dummy, Milo.
His belly was rumbling. Without thinking too much, he took a bite. He was surprised by his own recklessness, but it tasted so good. He took a second bite, and his legs went slack. He fell to the ground, writhing in pain. He tried to crawl to the exit to call for help, but only managed to let out a weak whimper. At first, he felt his body burning, but then he lost.
This isn't even a story. It's just like, don't eat mushrooms if you don't know they're poison.
He was completely paralyzed by the talk.
Oh, the irony in the story is that because he's so hidden, no one will find him and they can't save him. Like, yeah.
Unable to even express horror on his face, Milo watched as the mound of earth seemed to move. It was not dirt, but a strange creature with colorful mushrooms growing on its back. The creature advanced a few feet towards Milo and began to writhe.
Ew! Giving birth to a dozen translucent skinned, shapeless offspring that began to crawl. I hate this so much.
Opening and closing their mouths. Ew! And Milo, unable even to close his eyes or move his head to the other side, watched the hideous creature slowly swell as they ate him alive.
That's disgusting. Is this Tales of the Crypt? So horrible. This is a cautionary tale. This is awful. The end. You didn't quite know what to think. Was there a teaching to Milo's story? Don't eat mushrooms if you don't know more about them. Thou shalt not steal. Curiosity killed the cat. Personally, you like stories where the line between good and evil is a little bit fuzzier.
One more?
There's no more! No, it's getting late. Doug asked for one more anyway. Looks at Jimmy. Christine's right. Doug starts croaking like a toad. What? And you pretend not to hear him. He's doing it. Oh! He's doing the mating sound because he's like making fun of us kissing. Okay. You pretend not to hear him. And I know that was the grossest one, and there was no wife. It was just scary. You pretend not to hear him. Lou. Oh, who are these other humans? At least enjoy telling these stories. There was something about the way he moved his hands. The way he projected his voice like an actor. And his shadow. It looked like, I don't know, like he could control the darkness around him. Christine shifts in her chair. But his most striking feature were his eyes. Are you sure you don't have a crush on Dracula? I would know. Yeah. There was something about the way he looked at you that took you to the very heart of his stories. Is it you? Why is this so scary, these two? The couple look at you in silence. They expect you to say something. When was the last time something like this happened? Is that me? I mean, it's me. Yes. Oh, because I'm an author, duh.
Could you sign the book for us?
The book. You've had more than 10 books published. But it's always the same one you're asked for. Risen by falling stars. but the subtitle your editor added and you never really liked, The Secret Story of the Cryptids Wars. You take a deep breath. Risen by Falling Stars and sold more than 100,000 copies. Who to?
Ellen and Ruben. UFO hunters!
Jimmy and Christine look at each other. They seem to be enjoying this. To my readers, Ellen and Ruben, UFO hunters. You pause for a second before you hand the book back. You'd like to add to the dedication that you're writing a new book, a book about a vampire who could be about to become the leader of one of humankind's oldest secret societies. The Only Child's Club? Is that a secret society? That you need them to buy it as soon as it hits the bookstores, to recommend it to their friends and acquaintances, and for the first edition to be sold out in the first few weeks. But you don't write anything else. The old couple thank you, and you watch them walk away. Ellen and Ruben, those names. Do you know them from somewhere? Do I? I don't know. Maybe I do. This is the future of Alex Spaziani. He's gonna be Lou, if he's not already. These games are just about if SGS, or if the, not SGS, if the Chilluminati boys grew up in the olden days. This is where, like, in the pre-content creation days, this is what the path would have led them to. Do you know what I mean? Sorry for the interruption. Where were we? Jimmy! It's interesting how none of these chapters are from the other kid's perspective. Probably because he's gonna disappear or something. Because we saw the missing sign in the opener. Varney Lake. You know that if you lived here, it wouldn't be the same. That all of this is valued because it has an end. Christine takes out her notebook. Although you did lots of things, you couldn't achieve anything on the summer bucket list. That's because I didn't try hard enough. But it doesn't matter. I know, I wonder what would have happened if I had done it all. You see your friend smile. You know what? I didn't have time to do that shit because I was too busy befriending a vampire. Okay? Sometimes you can't have it all. You have to, like, go with the flow. You can't help but copy them. You'd like to tell them how much you love them. But you feel embarrassed. Will you be brave tonight? You don't understand. Why is it so hard to talk to her? Oh, you've got a crush. But maybe it's not your fault. Maybe you never really had the choice. Like every year, all the kids gather on the beach of the lake to watch the fireworks. The explosions of color in the sky mark the end of summer. Is the vampire gonna get pissed because we're leaving the island? He's gonna have no more friends for the rest of the year until next summer? Is that the vibe? Even though you try to smile, you find it hard to hide the pit you've been feeling in your stomach for the last few days. The simple realization that nothing lasts forever. How many more summers like this one will you have?
Do you hear that?
Neither of you says anything. Neither one of you ever says anything.
It's the toads!
Befriend a vampire. Add it to your bucket list. He's gonna be so lonely! I know! Christine grimaces and looks at you. Doug taps you on the shoulder. She thinks that the croaking is gross. So I'm not gonna do it. You stay silent. Christine shakes her head. But you didn't say anything! You want to say something, but you see Brandon. He looks... Oh no. Dracula hypnotized this boy. Lost. He's lost. You remember end of summer parties of the past. How most kids avoided the place where Brandon and his gang hung out. That Brandon everyone was afraid of. What had Lise done to him to leave him like that? Oh my god, look at this boy named Steve. He's so angry. This is like the bully in It. Look who we have here. The guys surround Brandon. Oh no, the bully becomes the bullied. And Brandon doesn't seem to understand what's about to happen. Bert, who Brandon once pushed out of a moving car. Holy shit. Tommy, from whom Brandon had stolen a slinky just to wrap it around his leg, leaving him with marks that, according to the doctor who treated him, were permanent. Oh my god. Steve, whom Brandon had lifted by the collar of his shirt with one hand and his underpants with the other. Oh my god. To use him as if he were a battering ram to take down his friends while the rest of the gang exploded with laughter. That stuff really is awful. And your friends? What? Why do you think we're friends with that guy? Everyone had been talking about it. Without violent and abusive Brandon, the boys were no longer afraid of them. And none of the other members of the gang would dare to come to the fireworks. What about Brandon? Why had he come? Everything happens too fast. And the moment he hits the ground, everyone starts kicking him. Stop, please! You'll see, motherfucker! Oh no! Oh no, this is so mean! I mean, all of these mean things are mean. Do you like that, son of a bitch? No! He's defenseless. Each explosion illuminates Brandon's terrified face from a different angle. He's crying! It sucks because you know he was such a bully too, and he was not. They're no better. They're no better than him now. And he doesn't. Oh, this is sad. Look at the big baby crying. Should we call Mommy? Oh, right. She'd rather stick her head in the... Oh, my God. Than watch you grow up. Holy shit. Jesus. When the smoke dissipates, Brandon takes a few steps back. Look! The guys point at him, laughing. He pissed his pants! I would too. Come on, let's get closer to the fireworks. He won't bother anyone anymore. I know it's loud. Some spit on him before walking away. Others kick him. None of you move. Brandon looks at you, and you look down at the floor, not quite knowing what to feel. Fireworks mark the end of the summer, and the beginning of something that haunts you to this day. What's that mean? Oh my gosh. Why, Christine? Why didn't we do anything? I mean, these are both bad excuses, but we couldn't possibly imagine what was going to happen. I mean, even if you don't know what's going to happen, it is wild that they didn't do anything. But I mean, they're kids. What are they gonna? I don't know. It's probably harder in the moment. We couldn't know. It's true, but we just watched, Christine. Doug, Christine. That vengeful son of a bitch Brandon killed him! What? What? Why would Brandon have killed him? Spoilers! It doesn't make sense. But he wasn't even in his right mind, and why would he go after... I guess we're going to find out. But why would he go after him? I feel like that's the way it was set up to look, but it was really just like vampire killed him. Lonnie the fuck. What the hell? Anyways, Brandon killed him. Killed him! If we'd intervened that night at the beach, if we'd stopped them. No, it's not fair. There was nothing you could have done. Or at least nothing that could have changed your cousin's destiny. Lou clears his throat, and the noise brings you back to the present. There's no easy way to put it, so I'm just gonna say it. It was probably the vampire. Doug, your cousin, your friend, who everyone thought was dead in the months following the summer of 1954. He's alive! Ah! He's alive, but he's a vampire! Ah! What? Because he was probably dying, and then, like, Least probably went to him and was like, "You're my friend, not on my watch." Bit his... I almost said bit his ass, but I didn't mean it literally. But, like, bit him, turned him into a vampire, saved his life, and now they're all friends. And now he's not lonely because they're living together on Varney Lake, playing games all the time. What? Yeah, I can prove it. But Brandon... Oh no, did Brandon go to jail for murder? I hope that didn't happen. Whoa, no, your head starts spinning. Just listen to me. It won't take long. This newspaper's from December 9th, 1954. Your cousin had disappeared on December 1st. Oh, so it didn't happen that summer? Every newspaper tells more or less the same story. Watching from a window, an eyewitness saw a big boy savagely beating a smaller one. He went inside to call the police. And when he came back, both boys were gone. A few days later, the witness recognized Doug's face on the missing posters put up by the family. It was the same boy the big guy had beaten ferociously. When the police showed him some pictures, he also recognized Brandon, the prime suspect in the investigation after everything that happened that summer at Varney Lake. Maybe it was because, like, while they were at Varney Lake, Least, like, hypnotized Brandon, but then the second they went home, maybe he, like, snapped out of it and became, like, a shit again, and that's why he was like, when that happened to me and y'all just sat there? Maybe that's the vibe, I don't know. And whom the police had been unable to question because he was missing. Everyone drew the same obvious conclusion. Brandon was behind Doug's disappearance. But the newspapers also mentioned a second witness in passing. Benjamin Vanstone, an addict who lived on the streets. The police took his testimony. However, his statements were dismissed on the assumption that it was some kind of hallucination. Oh, vampire saved his life from his friend. Vanstone had stated that a winged figure appeared above the big boy. Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Oh! Oh my god! So Brandon did not go to jail. Brandon did not go to jail. Oh my god. How did this witness testimony get put into the papers and nobody made a bigger deal of it? It was like, oh, it was just mentioned in passing. What? With one swipe, it had cut off his head. Oh my god, friends! The smaller boy was dying. The figure held him in their arms. And stuck its fangs in his neck. I fucking knew it! Vampire saved his life of his club member! This vampire's a good guy. I mean, he murdered, but... honestly, throughout this entire game, the vampire has been pretty cool. I'm just saying. At that point, Vanstone got scared, hid in an alley, and didn't come out for a few hours. Oh! A few days later, he showed up to testify. He couldn't stand the nightmares anymore. Nobody believed him. You understand what this means, right? Lee's turned Doug into a vampire! The only kids club never say die. For real, literally. Oh my god. It's so sick. You would get that on a poster. The beheading? That part? Lou nods. No, it can't be. Jimmy speaks softly with a broken voice. You look at him with an overwhelming desire to hug him. And you? What do you feel? Your cousin, Doug, he's alive! And what about Brandon? Dead, not alive. Unalive. What has Lise done with Brandon's body? Didn't his family deserve to know what happened to him? Does it matter? The story Lou just told you was true. Brandon had tried to kill your cousin. Brandon, never mind that he was your first kiss. What? Oh my god. Brandon was a son of a bitch. You take a deep breath. How many years has it been? 27. No, Doug would have told us. Look. Oh my god, still a kid. This guy is still a kid. I took this picture a few weeks ago. It's for the book I'm writing. A biography about Doug. The Vampire Kid. Wow. The Vampire Kid! Jimmy. Oh my god. This game should end with them all high-fiving the vampire. Screw Brandon. I love this story so much. It's because I really love the vampire being friends with the kids. I really love all of that. So, this is a great conclusion, to be honest, that the vampire stayed true. I mean, didn't he say he was like, I'm indebted to you for saving me? So, that's probably why he was like, you are not killing my friend. It's like cute, but also it's murder. I can't believe it. The seconds pass. Raindrops clatter relentlessly on the sidewalk with the perseverance of a ruminative thought. Why didn't Doug ever contact you in all these years? Where is he now, right? Lou had told you he didn't know the current whereabouts of your friend, the vampire kid, and that he'd let you know as soon as he had more information. Now we have to wait. Listen, are you okay? Can I give you a ride somewhere? Not no. What? Christine repeats the question. Hey! Christine tries to smile. Come here. I'll take you home. That's what I wanted, thank you. I do love characters that commit murder. It's true. I have a brand and you all know it. I literally have Jaws on my shirt because I'm like, wow, Jaws is so cute! I love Jaws! What a cool shark! What a cool guy! No thanks. I need to walk. God damn it, John's dating some wet. Jimmy? You make an effort to look her in the eyes. Christine doesn't say anything else. You give her a kiss on the cheek, and you walk away in the rain. Doug is alive. Oh, that's right. Xanthos is supposed to follow him. Why didn't he ever call his mother? Because he's a vampire and everyone would find out about the vampire thing. Does he know how his family suffered? How you suffered? You still remember the day Christine called you to tell you about it. Christine was sure that they were going to find him, that Doug was fine, but you suspected the worst. Senior year of high school was one of the hardest. All you could think about were Doug's plans. It seemed so unfair that someone had taken away his future. Far from diminishing, the pain grew as the years went by. Alcohol helped you sometimes. It made you forget. You never stopped visiting your friend's mother. Even though she didn't lose hope, she suddenly flew into fits of hysteria that tore you apart. You think about what Lou had told you, about the witness who had seen the posters papering the whole town. As soon as you heard about his disappearance, you traveled to join the search. Doug lived in the same town as Brandon. How could you not see that something like this would happen? That Brandon would seek revenge? So much pain. The alcohol, the street fights, the army, Vietnam, the shootings, the smell of the jungle, the return to the country, the desire to leave everything. The nights sleeping on the streets, the fights in the shelter. And now a guy like Lou comes along and tells you that Doug is alive? Who the fuck does he think he is? My lifetime of trauma. You try to calm down. You know someone is following you. Oh, is he gonna hurt Xantos because he thinks Xantos is a threat when really he's just like a PI in training? It's the same person who was watching you in the bar, hiding behind a newspaper, not being very discreet because he's training. It's not the first time you've been followed since you came back from Vietnam. And you know exactly what you have to do to lose them. After a while, you get out of the van and wander aimlessly. Or at least that's what you think you're doing. The rain follows your every move. You hurry your pace, driven by a force you can't define. A certain attraction. The deer, you suddenly think. Oh, God. What the fuck? This was something you and Doug used to talk about. In one of his magazines, Doug had read about a doctor who claimed there were people who had a hard time seeing what they were thinking. People who were thinking about an apple and who couldn't see it in their head. Oh, sure. Dude, by the way, chat, do you see the apple? I'm just wondering. You didn't see the apple. But you could swear that for a second you could see the deer exactly as it had been back in 54. Also, Jaws is a great movie. I know this now. If Jaws was a person, I'd totally date him. Quiston, probably. Is this Jesse? Yeah, what does seeing the apple mean? Can you envision the apple in your brains when you think of an apple? But you could swear that for a sec. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? The drive-in theater. Like the deer in the mill. Something or someone brought you here. You're soaking wet and your legs hurt. How far have you walked already? You cross the grounds facing the huge screen among the poles of the drive-in's audio system. Some are crooked, some broken in two, but others still have their speakers plugged in, and you even think you can hear static. Oh my god, this is scary. This is really scary, actually. There he is, Doug. Your friend who had died, and now is alive. Look at his fangs. Doug. Doug takes a few seconds to answer. Who the fuck are you? Oh, he's watching Nosferatu. Got it. You croak at the top of your lungs. Oh, the croak.
Jimmy? Jimmy!
All these years. Why, Doug? Why the fuck didn't you tell us anything? Your heartbeat quickens with every step he takes. He doesn't look like the same Doug.
Jimmy.
Why? Oh shit! Oh my god.
You really think I didn't try?
Your mom, your friends, me. Have you any idea how much we suffered because of you? You'd like to tell him about that first year of desperate search, about the false hopes whenever the phone rang, of the grades at school, of the jobs you got kicked out of Vietnam, of the alcohol, the streets, the hunger. But you don't even know where to start. A shriek freezes your blood. And you stop feeling the floor beneath your feet. At least it's me! Don't hurt me, we're friends! Like, I'm still an only child. Let go of me!
No!
Well... I mean, he thought he was doing the right thing. It was an accident. When the broken speaker pulse pierces your stomach. Well, I guess we'll just have to make me a vampire too.
Jimmy. It's my fault. They won't let me.
Oh shit! Doug! I wouldn't forgive myself for being late again! Oh, I see. He jumped to conclusions because he was like, I let you get beat up the first time, I'm not gonna let you get beat up the second time. He's doing it from the goodness of his vampire evil heart, but it was a mistake this time. Tis just a flesh wound, exactly. Bro!
Come here. Let me help you.
The reflection of the drive-in screen makes Doug's fangs glow. No, he's gonna be like, let me die. I don't want to be a vampire.
It'll just take a second. And you'll feel better.
With the last of your strength, you grab Doug by the arm, and you shake your head.
Jimmy, please.
Make him promise you.
Well, listen to me.
No. I'm tired. Doug looks away. He doesn't retract his fangs. You try to smile and try to imitate a toad. Little by little, you feel yourself disappearing. You close your eyes, and you wait for everything else to fade away. Oh my gosh, even this looks like a cross and shit. Oh, it's spooky. Sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy and Christy never got together. I couldn't make it happen. I let them all have... Well, is it really a bad end for for the vampires? Probably not. It would have been a bad end if Jimmy became a vampire and was like, I have PTSD and I'm really miserable actually, and I wish that I wasn't a vampire and had to live here forever. So I think probably that was the best for him. To the amazing sandwiches at Barcond. Oh! Well done to the sandwiches. Just walk it off. And Doug went on to write Twilight. They said that he was in charge of the, secret scene! Christine, the movie with the car, like we were just talking about. I got an achievement called Secret Scene 1. Oh my god. His mom, is that his mom? Wait, no, wait, that's just me! That's just the two of them! Oh, wait a second! Wait a second! That's literally... The two of them just go out and see horror movies together. They just go out on the town and hang out. The vampires are just vibing. because they love movies, but they never brought back the drive-in theaters, so they just go hang out in the city. And he's wearing that like nice coat. He looks like a modern man. That is so cute. It's kind of wild how this is like a horror tale. But I really love that broship. I can't forget about the scene where he's like, let me see if I have soda in my house. Soda never expires. He brought the goblets. It's like so cute. There's 4 secrets. I bet you get 1 secret scene if you beat the fishing. Oh, probably if you do each of the quests in the summer. So the fishing one, if you beat solitaire, like if you get the 10 that they were telling that I gave up on, or if you get the what's it called, the like dice game, like if you make $100, I bet you that's how you get these. Catch 9 Fish. Also read Catch 22. Great book. It is a great book. That's true. Horror tales with wholesome stuff hidden in. Make Super 10. Catch 3 fish. A fedora. Oh, I bet I could fish and catch a fedora. Lose a dice hopscotch race. See Mount Rushmore in the sky. Win a race. Get $100. Make 2 vampire jokes. How do I do that? How do I get there? Know more about Mothmen, which is the game we played. I bet you this game can register that I've played Mothmen on Steam. That's why I got that. Ask an insensitive question. Discover Xanthos' face. Make Xanthos walk silly like that amazing comedy bit. Listen to all of Least's stories. Ooh, that's spooky. Sign a book. Be an asshole. Lose your money. See 4 different common forms in the sky. Lose a catch. Solve 1 matchstick puzzle. I love matchstick puzzles, and I never even got those. I bet you if you go to the, oh, I want to do matchstick puzzles. I never did them. I love those, though. Watch the credits until the end. Watch Secret Scene 1. Oh my god, there's so many cool achievements in this. I want to do all of them. So cute. He's the vamp from Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. You never finished Catch 22? I love that book, but I mean, it's a war novel, so it's not really going to make you feel awesome ever. I want to know what this is. Okay. Well, this game was amazing. I had a great time with all of that. Here, let's mute the game for right now. That was awesome. What a great time. I loved that. And I'm so excited because, actually, here, we can listen to this music. We're not closing out. Well, I mean, whatever. Anyways, the newest game that's coming, I wonder if it's on Steam already. Not yet. But I saw them posting about it. Let me pull it up. So their next game that's coming is called Bonsen Nights, like Knights. And it looks really cool. It's like, let me see what they said. Oh wait, this is a free thing. Wait, it's about sharks? We've made a free short game about 2 brothers on a raft, a gorilla head, a great white shark, and hallucinogenic cactus spines. It's called Shark Riders. Where can I play that? It's free on itch. Okay, well, unfortunately, even though I'm wearing a shark shirt, I probably don't have time to do that right now. But that's very interesting. I'm highly intrigued. But what was the thing I was looking at? Where's the Bonsen Nights? It says you can wishlist it now. Hold on a second. Okay, Bonsen Nights. The next game in the series, speaking of Jaws, the next one that's coming is about a character who believes hell is not located below us, but rather above us, and that tornadoes are like spinning angels claiming bodies for hellish skies. So it looks like there's like a preacher in it. I think it's like an end of the world type of a story. And there's a bunch of art that they put up on Twitter. It looks super cool. So let me see what the Steam page has to say about it. It says it's coming out this year. I don't know when, though. It's in a world of religious fanatics, F5 tornadoes, and Ford Sierras. Go undercover as Bulger, an agent infiltrating a religious cult, performing root exorcisms, as in like Route 66 exorcisms, while a string of biblical storms rips across the country. It looks so cool! Okay, anyways. I love all these games, so I'm really excited about them. So I'm sure we'll play that when it comes out, whenever that is.